We
on.
not on. You can get your booty league on.
Oh, don't say it now. We on now.
Ooh, no, we not.
Mic check, homie.
And we on in 10.
Hold on, this nigga in the bathroom.
Well, we still got to play the intro.
He
So.
boo boo.
Warning.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio.
Production.
7 Mile Radio.
What's going on? What up, though? It's Soul Ties Talk. And this week, we talking about consciously evolving. You know, like being in the world, but like not of the world. Like conforming to all the world's ways. And just other aspects of the topic. So today, we got a full panel. We got my beautiful wife, Shawnee Carlette.
Hey.
We got Chris up in the house.
What's up? What's up?
And we got Nina Ross.
I'm back.
The boss. And Nina Ross' birthday was recently, so happy birthday to Nina.
Icy season, you feel me?
All right. And
Yeah.
and we got BJ up in here.
Big Jizzle, what's the dizzle?
All right, y'all. So we going to get on this with this topic, and I'm talking about consciously evolving, being conscious of being a better person and what we really here for, you know. So let's kick it off with Miss Chris.
Oh, okay.
I know, cause you got the godly side, you know, that we bring to the show. So you know that to be in the world but not of the world is also like a verse out of the Bible. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we're gonna let you elaborate a little bit.
Yeah. So I went to church today too, and I don't even.
Period.
My brain is not there yet. To be of the world, but not in the world.
Be in the world but not of the world.
Right.
Yeah.
To be in the world, but not of the world. Like, you know, basically, you don't have to participate in all the craziness that goes on around you. You, of course, have to live in this world, but to participate in ignorance and toxicity that kept you down before is
What do you
something.
think that means?
What?
What do you think that means, like, to be in the world but not of it?
Because
a perspective.
because you
To
I
be-
feel like to not
to
be
be-
persuaded by what
Right.
the general consensus
Right.
of what the world is going with right now.
The
So
money.
you don't have to
the
be
trends.
a part
The
of
trends,
right,
yeah, all of
hanging
that,
out
yeah,
all the
everything
time.
No, but
everything
they-
that's
Of
in
course,
right
you have to
now.
live it.
You don't have to be a
live
part of the
every day,
wave
but
of what's
to be a
in right
part
now.
of-
And to get even deeper with it is basically saying we all here, everybody, we all human beings, we all on this earth, we all in this world, but it's all kind of different things, different environments, different situations that we don't have to be a part of. And we talked about it all the time, talking about being a good person and making the best choices. So you know, just to be in the world, like you said, you are a part of it, just like a lot of people in the ghetto, but doesn't, you know, or in the hood, it doesn't mean that they have to be a product of that environment. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So
Right.
Let Chris say what she.
yeah.
That's what I was going to say. No, I'm playing. But yeah, like he was saying, to not conform to what you think you're supposed to do. Like, oh, you see all this on TV, so you gotta basically like social media. You see everybody out here portraying that they live a certain way. So in your mind, you know, you trying to keep up with the Joneses or whatever.
Being a
And-
follower.
Yes. So, you know, people who are in the world but not of the world know I don't have to do all that to keep up with them, you know. I don't have to do all that to know who I am as a person, to know who I am inside. So,
What you got to say about it, Nina
To not
Ross?
be influenced.
yeah.
I think basically it is probably a persuasive type. It's like a gift and a curse at the same time. You know, you hear, but that don't mean you have to be involved with all this, you know, the madness that goes on. You got to still make your own choice at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And you got to be responsible for that. So just because somebody else is doing it, that don't mean you follow up behind them and you doing it.
Exactly.
You want to do the best thing for you and your household. So to set example, people not gonna really believe in what you're saying if you turn around and then you doing just the opposite.
Right. What you got to say, B Red?
A lot of people be just wanting to be around. They feel like if I don't do that, they feel like if you don't be around, they feel like if you don't do what they doing, you can't be around. For instance, like when you going out with the fellas or whatnot. No, don't nobody want nobody with you. You ain't gonna spend no money. You know, every time you going out, but you know you got some money, but you just that ain't your type of thing. You don't buy bottles and all that. You know what I'm saying? So they might look at you different, like, man, he always coming out acting like he ain't got no money, want to do this and want to do that. You know, but you ain't gotta do what they do to still stand out and you know and be around. But some people feel like, well, man, I gotta do this, or they gonna talk about me. They ain't gonna want me to come around. They ain't gonna want to let me hang out with them. You know what I'm saying? That type of shit, you know.
But I feel like it's a little bit deeper.
Going along to get
it's
along.
deeper too.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? To be not be a part of the toxic part, but to also be like an example of what you're supposed to be like. You know what I'm saying? So what you have to say, Miss Shawnee Collette? We don't want to skip over you.
So the show is called Consciously Evolving, which means to me that you're consciously, it's like integrity. You're consciously trying to do the right thing,
Right.
whether somebody watching or not. So for me, I had a big change to where I went through my spiritual journey, and it's stuff that I probably don't want to do. And nobody around to tell me whether to do it or not. But I'm like, consciously, integrity is doing it because you know you're supposed to do it.
Right.
Or doing it is because you know it's a good thing to do.
Exactly.
Just like if you give a homeless person some money, you see people on the internet recording doing it, and then versus me just doing it and I don't have to record. You know what I'm saying? Giving a homeless person some money. It's from the heart. It's integrity. You know what I'm saying? Nobody don't have to know I'm doing a good deed. I'm doing it because I want to do it.
Right.
It's because in my head, this is part of being a good person. Let me do this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I consciously want to be a good person. You know what I'm saying? So I'm doing stuff whether somebody's watching me or not. So that's called
integrity.
That's integrity.
Yeah,
that's integrity. I teach my kids that every day. Like, integrity
A lot of
is
people
doing
lack
a
that.
good thing, not because you know you're gonna get in trouble for it, or I don't want to hear nobody mouth for it. It's doing a good thing because consciously it's making you feel better.
Doing
And
it
that's
just
the
for,
reward.
I was about to say, doing something just for physical reward from it. You know what I mean? Doing it because you know that's what needs to be done, so what it should be done. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Whether somebody's looking or not, like you said, that's what
Yeah, and the reward should be
That's a big
you
thing.
feeling good about doing the right thing, and when you do the right thing and put the right energy out there, you get blessed for it.
A lot of people don't have integrity though. Like
At
if
all.
nobody's watching, they like fuck that.
Yeah,
I
Right.
won't even take a shower. Like,
yeah.
like I ain't even about to take a shower because I don't care.
They ain't gonna know.
Well, damn.
They ain't gonna know.
They ain't gonna
Somebody
know.
know. I'm gonna go ahead
Oh,
and
somebody
take a shower.
gonna know after you come past smelling like a
You might
Tony
not
dog.
stink the first
Hey,
day.
what's that smelling like?
You might not stink the
Mayonnaise
first
and
day.
mustard.
Now the nigga went the whole weekend and come in Monday morning. Now you got a odor now.
Right,
You
right.
banging like something.
Yeah,
Right.
smelling like you been in the trap, huh?
Integrity is just doing the right thing without nobody knowing.
Right,
Yeah.
but
You know what I'm
go
saying?
back
Whatever.
to, like you said, consciously evolving. So, at what age do you think people start to think that they need to evolve? Or
It's not an age limit because I went through my whole 20s like day by day, like not giving a fuck. It's all about your the people you surround yourself with and your mentality. So if you don't have people around you that's evolving, you're not gonna think that's the cool thing to do, or you're not gonna think it's a good thing to do because you are gonna lose people
Right.
when you decide that you want to evolve. People gonna fall off.
The thing about it is, everybody is constantly evolving, whether they want to or not. Right?
Not everybody.
But listen. Because evolving don't mean that they're evolving in a good way. You could be deteriorating, and that is a form of evolution
Yeah.
too. You could be eroding. That's evolution, right? You could be just sitting there stagnant in the same spot. You're withering away. That is evolution. You're evolving. You're just evolving negatively.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
No progress.
Yeah,
basically
So
toxic.
you're going to evolve. If you're going to evolve, whether you like it or not, you control whether you are going to evolve positively
Which
or
way you go,
negatively.
Yeah.
Right.
So, when did you all evolve? Start evolving? Like, when was your
When I
time?
was born, and I'll never stop.
Okay, when was your time where you?
On a positive.
Yeah, like you said,
Wow.
you went by day, and in your 20s. At what age did you think like,
I think it had to
Maybe
be
the
30.
same. At 30?
30.
Okay.
It had to be around 30, but it took for me to start my spiritual journey. So it took probably, I would say, that accident. I had a really bad accident to where I split my head open, couldn't remember nothing. Like, it was crazy for me to start my spiritual journey. And then I'm like, you know what? No, it probably was before that. It was before then.
Before that.
It was before then. So for you to start evolving, for me, it took me to hit rock bottom.
Yeah. That'll do
A
it
lot
for
of people, it take them to hit rock bottom to where they're like, everything is gone, everything they ever loved is getting pushed away. You know what I'm saying? They're like, okay, maybe it's me. You know what I'm saying? Let me figure out how I
Yeah.
could be a better person, because I just lost everybody, or I just lost everything. It usually take some type of depression to push you into a mental space to where you just want to be better from here on out.
evolving.
That's
yeah.
what it took. Some people, they just born like that. You know what I'm saying?
Some
Like
people-
Mark said.
Well, I ain't say I was born like that, but that's that's when I started evolving. Like, that's when I started growing, and I'll never stop. You know what I mean? That's how I feel. Because when you say, I guess when you pinpointed the question when you said, at what point did you start growing positively? You know what I'm saying? Because we've been evolving since birth. You know, we've been growing in our mind and, physically, mentally, spiritually, all of that. Now, we just may come to certain milestones in our life where we realize certain things and grow towards these, specific
So you've
ideologies
just been
or
a
whatnot.
good person since birth.
I mean, I ain't never been a bad person now,
I mean, everybody have their little.
I'm not saying I'm not that when I say that I'm not, nobody's perfect.
Right.
So that's what I mean by I'll never stop evolving. I'll never stop growing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So you always been positive, like positive. Never gave out
Like
negativity.
you ain't never been in the streets and doing negative
Never
shit.
No, I ain't never been no hoe ass nigga. No, on no shit like that on the street doing bullshit like robbing motherfuckers. Or
No,
doing
not
shit.
that.
no,
But just doing the wrong thing. You
I
never
mean, nobody
just did the wrong
nobody's
thing.
perfect.
When it's
I mean, we've
considered
all
the wrong
done.
thing.
Yeah, I'm about to say what's the threshold now? What's the fence that what's wrong?
What's the wrong
as
thing?
far as being like doing wrong things? Like I'm not a thief.
Stealing?
I don't
Breaking the law, maybe.
Well, I mean,
Breaking
shit.
the
I
law.
ran a red light the other goddamn day. So I mean, what you mean?
But see, that's the thing too.
Breaking the law.
When it comes to the
Integrity. Some people have too
involvement.
much integrity.
That's the thing when
Yeah.
it
So
comes
where they
to
tell
evolving.
them people that ran a
involvement.
red
But
light.
I'm saying because a lot of people, they and I ain't gonna say just people. I say a lot of different situations. People can change stuff to justify what they do. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And that's where, with the conscious evolving thing, you have to recognize when you're doing that. Because, it's been plenty of times we lie, about something. And you feel like I'm lying for a good reason, but you still lying. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
At the same time.
Integrity is like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie no more from here on out. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's just white lies. Integrity is setting a goal for yourself. Like, all right, I'm not going to tell a lie, whether it's a white lie or a big lie.
But I believe in
or
some
a little lie.
situations, it might be I ain't gonna say a time to tell a lie, but I'm like, say if somebody's sick or like at a particular time, you might not want to tell them at the moment. Somebody might have passed or, something like that, and I'm like, But I'm saying to maliciously, you know, to be lying and you know you
Consciously.
trying to deceive somebody
on purpose.
those type of things. I'm saying then I'm like, you know, those people make justifications for those all the time.
Yeah. It's cool when they do it.
Yeah,
When I
we
do
do
it,
it, right.
fuck it.
Right. Yeah, but consciously evolving, it's just about knowing, like we said, making that best choice, and like you said, babe, it might.
You
not
have to have
be
some kind
best
of
for
moral
you.
compass within yourself to consciously evolve and shit.
Everybody
That
don't
is
have
true.
moral compasses.
That's the part. Right?
Everybody
You know what I'm
don't
saying?
evolve.
Some people don't give a fuck enough to like consciously evolve for who, for what. Like I'm out here to, you know, for the best interest of myself. Why am I? You know what I mean? So
That comes
But
from trauma.
yeah,
You have to wake up.
Yeah, I was
from
just
that.
about to say that comes from her trauma and their environment too. You know what I'm saying? You might not have, like, you might never had a parent who taught you the morals or how to be a good person. They might always been on bullshit raising you, and you know what
Yep.
I'm saying? If you never get on track
never
or find that
understood,
person
you know, had
who
a
can
foundation.
try to give you that foundation
It's
to
like, no,
build
that's
off
not
of that,
right.
then you know what I'm saying. You just gonna always go through life like, oh well, if I ain't got it, I can take it. I'm taking it, or you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If I'm hungry, somebody else gonna be hungry. You know, it's people who grew up like that. So, you know, that play a big part of it too, the environment.
Right, coming from that savage lifestyle. Because if your mom and daddy was out here getting it, you gonna kind of be a part of that too.
Yeah.
Like they gonna slowly pull you in it because you there. You in the household. You a child, but you really don't have no place to say anything. So they kind of use you. You might be a part of, you know, a couple of ideas they didn't had, and they threw you in, and you didn't have no say so. So after you
Now
done got
that's
used for quite a
fucked
few
up.
times, you know, for this and that, whatever they needed it for, you kind of grew up into doing the same thing. Next thing you know, you scamming too. You scamming your friends,
Product
Right.
of your environment.
you know,
Yeah.
because this is where you come from. You know what I'm saying? And consciously, you didn't know that it was wrong. You just went along with it because mom and daddy said, okay, listen, go next door.
Yeah.
Knock on the door.
So then
You
going
know
back
what
to
I'm
that whole being in the world and not of it, right? Sometimes, you know, in situations like that, you can't even help, you know,
But
not
to-
being of it.
Yeah.
The environment.
You know
You know what I'm saying?
But, you know, and still, you know, there are roses that grow from the concrete. There's exceptions to the rule. And, you know, some people that are just wired different and they turn circumstances around for themselves.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah, exactly. But like you said, how they wired.
That also go back to a lot of things with spirituality. Some people go to find a higher power, you know, to believe in to help them get out of that situation, and other people would be like, I don't know what that about. You know, all I got is me. So consciously they don't think it's other avenues or ways to get out other than somebody physically being there helping them. So they
Right.
don't know how to evolve in that way of saying, you know, I need help, and it is not always gonna come from the next person. It got to come from deep within me, but I have to believe that there is something better for myself. So that comes from with that, but a lot of people just don't want to evolve.
So when you hear consciously evolved, what do that mean to you?
You
Conscious.
aware.
Yeah, like conscious. Because see, some things you just do automatically. You know what I'm saying? Like every morning, you know you're gonna wake up and do this. It's certain things, but then it's things
don't
like
know
you,
you gonna wake up.
and
You hope
you know what I'm saying. But then it's some things you do that you have to focus on. You know what I'm saying? Like say if always forgetting your lunch. Now every day you consciously like, I'm gonna focus. I'm gonna put it right here so I don't. So
Right.
It's something that you making a choice to pay close attention to make that change on. You know
So
what I'm
you're
saying?
reading a book right now, and I'm gonna read it after you. So what are some things that advice you can give us out of that book? Because he's reading a really good book.
Yeah,
What's
it's
the book
called
called?
it's called Atomic Habits, and it's a very good book. It's about building habits, but it teaches you how to just change. It says if you change 1%, change 1% something
doing
once
something.
every day. So at the end of the year, you 37% better. So that's better than being 0%. You know what I'm saying? Everybody you like, well, they look at the small changes like they're not achievements. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you have to realize that once you keep making those small changes and you make that long stride.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's a great book. Y'all should check that out. Atomic Habits.
Atomic Habits.
So what is something you learned in it so far?
It's something, the exercise they call habit stacking. So if you want to make something a habit, you can associate it with a habit you're already doing. Like say if you get up and say I'm gonna make some coffee and then I want to work out, but then you can put a habit in between that. Like I'm gonna make some coffee, I'm gonna do my notes for Soul Ties Talk, and then I'm gonna work out. So once you start setting those things with things you already do normally, though, you always wake up, you make coffee, you always work out. So you put a habit in between that, and then it's like it's called habit stacking, and then that habit because you're doing that one consciously,
Right.
Okay.
so that becomes a habit. So now you're doing all three of them subconsciously. So you just built that habit. So and it says
Okay.
once
You
you
might
build
have
those
9
habits.
that you're doing it all at one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it says once you build those habits, when you build habits, it clears your brain for more space to take in more information.
Removing the clutter.
Yeah, so that's why when you're trying to do too much and it's not like something that you always unconsciously do,
Right.
you can get kind of thrown off because you got your brain like
It's called
You've already
Atomic what?
Atomic Habits.
You've already
Atomic
developed
Habits.
muscle memory,
Y'all need
if
to
you
get
will.
that.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So once you
Yeah.
disturb that, it's just like, what is this new thing that you're doing? So that's all it is. You know what I
Get
mean?
Atomic Habits, y'all.
Atomic Habits.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
guess
good
you know.
read.
Yeah, and
Just,
just
what's that, a book?
yeah, it's
Yep.
a book.
Oh, I
It's a
thought
book.
that was something that's like
No,
muscle
no,
memory.
no,
I'm
it's
say
a-
that sounds.
No,
the
it's a
same, like-
book. It's
A
a
real
book.
book.
No.
And you can get it on audio, and somebody will read it to you.
Man, it's a
I
great
was gonna
book.
buy it on
And it's
audio.
interesting. I mean, it teach you just the first. I'm not even halfway through it. And it's crazy right now. So
And then I also heard too, period, far as developing habits, you have to have at least 21 days of consistency
21. Yeah.
to make it a habit. Because you playing around doing it on Monday and then you forgot, then you did it again on Friday. Like, you're not going to perform well with whatever task you looking for because you can't keep yourself consistent.
Yeah.
And we all kind of fall to the wayside a little bit with busy schedules. You got this going on, kids. You might have to come home and cook. You might got a lot of stuff going on. So it may be hard for you to actually form a
Keep
habit
up with it.
of 21 days of consistency.
That's even with being a supervisor. That's they tell us like in training. They said you have to tell them, and that's what I did before I started all the discipline and all that stuff. I like 21 days. I got to tell them every day.
Every day.
And they be like, "You told us this." I'll be like, "I don't care." You know what I'm saying? And I keep it on my notes. You know what I'm saying? 21 days. And that's how long they say it takes to establish a habit. So you but being establishing habits, like you were saying before, like you always been good as far as we're trying to be a good person. When I was in college taking classes, it was just, we brought up how everybody is when you born, it's certain things you come into the world and automatically unconsciously do. Breathing, your heart, all that type of stuff.
Right.
But you don't know nothing far as good, evil, or none of that. You know what I'm saying?
I
So
believe you born. I believe you born with the sense of right and wrong, right? And then there are things that you are that you experience that influence you to to be the way that you are. Make a long story short.
yeah,
I mean, people that do wrong know that they're doing wrong. They
What I'm
just don't.
saying
They
is-
just
yeah,
don't.
but
they don't give a fuck about the
it's
consequences.
the moral
Sometimes
foundation,
and
though.
sometimes that happens at an early age. You know what I mean? Where they don't care about the consequences. They're not care. Or sometimes because they haven't
they care once
they
they
haven't
get caught.
had, they haven't had real consequences rendered upon them. For the things that they done early. You know what I mean? That's like disciplining. When you don't discipline a child early, now they grow up and just
Do whatever.
wreak
Beating
havoc.
your ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what they was. But what I was saying is like you. Well, I said basically you saying the same thing. They learn that behavior. You know what I'm saying? Everything. They learn in that, and if they don't have that moral thing, even when they do the wrong shit, that we might be like, no, I ain't gonna do that. That's a bad choice. They looking at it like that's a good choice for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you done been doing it for so long. Once you're
Yeah.
really on the wrong track, it's hard to pull you back on the right track. when you're around bad influences, you know. And like I said, with the mother and the father thing, you know what I'm saying? Your mother and father kind of pulls you in a little bit, doing little scams, little, you know. So if you've been doing it for a long time, now you a teenager, you in high school, you getting a little extra money on the side, it's kind of hard to break that habit when you've been swiping for a long time.
Right.
You looking like, I'm getting money.
Yeah.
You're not thinking of the consequences that go along
And
with
you're
it.
not thinking that it's wrong because you've been thinking like
Right.
this the way I've
Because
been
you
living.
keep getting away.
Yeah, this the way I'm living, been living. And then when something happen, like you said, as long as you keep getting away with
Yeah.
it.
Now you got time to sit down,
Yeah.
think about what you did, what you facing, this and that. You see, and think about all that shit when you're out here getting money and all that.
It was
You-
fun.
It was everything. Nah, you gotta sit the fuck down. Now you like, bitch. I should have never done that shit. Come on, man.
Damn. I got 21 months.
At what time in your life did you feel like you had to evolve?
I had a little crew that we was with, and they used to steal cars back in the day, so we was all a part of it. So
The fuck was you, the secretary?
the driver.
Writing the vending numbers down.
She said she know how to
Like
get
go
that
get
car.
T-765
Me the hood for real.
We need
Y'all
7
don't know about
Camaros.
independent.
We need 4 Mustangs. And we need 2 trucks.
That nigga said, "What was you, the secretary of the
Yeah,
car thieves?" and shit?
yeah, she was.
And when you
You ain't hear this
Oh no,
story.
let her finish.
so you know, just from running with them, getting that experience, it's how the karma came back on me. Here we is out here taking somebody cars, and when it was one day I was about to go to work, and I look out the window, my car was gone, literally.
Hell no.
You been practicing that.
Yeah.
Look, every day at work.
She said.
Yeah, so once that happened to me, I just was like, wow, you know what I'm saying? I could feel the reversal
What they
effect.
felt.
Like, wow, you know what I'm saying? All this other time, we have been taking other people's cars, you know what I'm saying, early in the morning. And when they come outside, got to go to work. Now you got to call a cab, call AAA, you know, all that's a headache for something that didn't belong to you in the first place. So once that happened, that kind of made me evolve, period, working on myself. Like, you know what? I'm on some straight bullshit.
Like, you know how many people I made feel like this?
Right, coming outside in the morning
Like,
in your car.
damn. You came out like Florida.
Right, I'm like,
That'll do it.
man.
That'll fucking do it.
Got me.
Like, you know what? I'm gonna stop taking people's shit.
Yeah, and a lot of people that you talk to, really, when you working
I don't even
with
think that shit was
strange
right.
people, I'm gonna say strange people, but the ones that have not evolved at
See,
all,
and that's what I mean. Like,
they don't think that karma is real. They don't be. They like, oh, that
Yeah.
ain't true. You
we
know what I'm
never
saying?
stop evolving.
They always
man.
shoot something
Like,
down.
never
we
do.
never, you know what I mean?
That's
we
positive.
began, we was more, and what it is like we have experiences where we can pinpoint like that,
Yeah.
right? Where evolution took place,
Yeah.
or another, we went to another level where we changed, where we grew for a certain thing. You know what I mean? So,
But that was a conscious evolvement. Other parts are unconscious. You know, we just going along and evolving, whether it's good or bad. But when that life experience happening, you wake up and you're like, wait a minute now. Maybe I shouldn't steal cars no more.
Right.
and then all of the time, right? It's not negative things that happen to us that cause us to evolve.
Right.
Right.
You right.
You know what I'm saying?
You are absolutely
Sometimes
right.
you have an epiphany.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could
Or
be one of
some-
the best days of your life, and you just
Deja
like,
vu?
I want this forever.
Yeah.
So then you
just, you
evolve
know,
and you
really-
do more and more to make
that
those
feeling,
better
yeah.
days come. Yeah.
Or somebody can come in your life.
Or
Yeah, that's
somebody.
what I'm saying. Yeah,
Level
good
you
things,
up,
good
upgrade
things.
you,
Inspire
put you up on shit.
Beyonce
Turn you
style.
on and shit. You know what I'm saying? Introduce you to new shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That you ain't know that was out here or never encountered, and you take a liking to the shit. You know what I'm
So
saying?
go across the panel and share some of y'all experiences where
I ain't
something
evolved
had
yet.
happened. No, you. I
Say
mean,
no.
something where something where you were positively motivated to evolve for some reason. You know what I mean?
By a partner or something.
I mean, for any reason. I mean,
Any reason?
that you can
I'll tell you
pinpoint
this.
something that happened where because we all are still evolving, right?
I'd
We all
say
Yeah.
I was positively evolved a lot by my husband. Cause it was a lot of
That's my baby.
It was a lot of negative stuff that I carried on into our relationship from past relationships. You know, just toxic stuff that you think is normal, just like arguing. Everybody think arguing is normal.
No,
but it just
everybody
depends.
doesn't.
A lot of people.
Not.
It's a high
Oh, yeah.
percentage.
It is.
That, well, you're going to get into arguments,
Disagreements.
no matter what.
But you don't
you're
have
going to
to
get into
argue all the time.
disagreements,
It's
but
about
arguments.
it's about how you handle it.
Yeah.
Some
You know,
people
it
like
is.
to argue. Some
Right,
women
right.
like to argue.
Confrontational.
Because when you keep going back and forth and never get to the problem, then that means you just want to damn argue.
Yeah. So what he taught me is when we got into disagreements, I would make them last longer than normal, and he would just be like, "No, we're gonna talk about this." And I never had nobody that just wanted to sit and talk. You know what I'm saying?
Right, and you use a breakdown.
Yeah, so it was kind of irritating at first. Like, oh my God, why do we have to talk?
Like, listen.
But that's
'Cause
how
that's how
he
you get to-
handles situations,
Yeah.
and he's really good with communication.
And you know
And
what?
I wasn't. So I'll just be so irritated by communicating, and then I got used to it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get a lecture. Whether or not I like it or not, if he don't like something or if I handle something in a bad way, it's going to be a long 30-40 minute lecture
Oh.
about how he feel, and then I'm going to tell him
Dissertation.
Traditional shit.
and then
Hey, 'cause
I end up loving it.
Traditional shit.
Hey,
I
because you-
never
So you used to
had
that
a man
modern
talk
shit.
to me.
You used to that
Yeah.
modern shit. I want to hear that
Yeah.
modern shit.
And
you
then
used
it
to
got
that
normal.
traditional shit. You like, well, this shit
I never
it
had
makes
this.
sense.
Hey,
It
so
was
if you want to walk
different.
around the house all the time, not just it's take a lot of energy not to talk to nobody.
Yeah.
You know what
But
I'm
your
saying?
face, don't your face hurt
Not
when you
that
mad?
much.
Don't your face hurt when you mad?
It do
But I'm
hurt.
saying if you
Hell yeah,
because
I
I'm
be
mad
like this.
and say she looking good, I
Why
really
you
want to
gotta
say
do
she
all
looking
that?
good, but I can't say it. 'cause I'm
Right,
mad.
because the beef is on the floor.
You know?
Get your friend.
Oh.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But he sits and he want to talk. He want me to listen. And he want us to communicate the right way. And then sometimes I'm not receptive to it. Like, I don't want
Yeah.
to talk to you. I'm not used to nobody that's sitting on the end of the bed. Like, we're going to, we're going to talk this out. And we're going to figure out what the problem is. And we're going to solve it. And when you're not used to that, you don't know how to accept it. You know what I'm saying? So
True.
he
True.
definitely taught me that part, like taught me the communication part. Now I'm able to communicate my feelings. If we get into a disagreement, he's able to say what he want to say, I'm able to say what we want to say, and we get over it within the same day, and not going 3 or 4 days pissed.
But you know what else? What else that do for you though?
What?
It transitions to when you talking to your kids, talking to
Yes,
your peoples.
I pass that on to the kids.
You know what I'm saying?
I sit there.
It helps you out in other ways too, just
Yeah.
besides because he talked to you like that. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So, yeah, it all trickles down and affects everything. So,
It
yeah.
does. It does. So
Yeah.
now that he does that with me, when I'm upset with the kids, guess what? They gotta hear me motherfucking talk.
She get that good lecture.
Sit your
Sit your ass down. I got a long talk to say.
And see,
You
the
know
reason
what
I
I'm
said that because you do that shit at work. You more caring and more,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, into more people when situations going on.
Yeah.
Compared to when you were like, fuck that bitch. Oh
Yeah,
well,
yeah, well,
whatever. You
I'm
didn't
glad
give a
you
fuck.
know
You know what I'm
this.
saying? But now you know what I'm saying. You care about
I'm
somebody.
more
You hear
vocal.
you got answers and solutions for them.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh girl, don't do that. Do it this way. Whereas before you'd be like, do it, bitch. Fuck them. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
I'm glad he noticed.
So
this,
yeah, I
though.
noticed that shit because when I was back then, I would have felt like I'm not talking to her. She wild as fuck. Shit, but yeah, so she done did a whole 360 for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's definitely true though. So now I'm willing to work stuff out with people, and he taught me that. I'm willing to talk stuff out, work it out, come up with solutions, whether then it's over.
Right.
Like, I don't even
Okay.
want to deal with you no more. You piss me off.
That's the
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's something he did teach me. So
But I think that's when I first started meeting Shawnee when they first brought her on our line. She was somewhere else before. And I used to always speak to her, always say hey to her, you know. And then when they finally brought her over there, I started training her on my line. So we just talking. So the whole time she talking about this dude, right? She's like, oh yes, oh my God, I think I'm just go ahead and give him a chance. And I was like, well, I said, you want to be careful with that, you know, because an ex is an ex for a reason, right? And so she said, oh yeah, that's true, but he didn't move. He has got himself together. He is doing great, and he's just doing this right. Right. The whole time, I did not know she was talking about Ray. I said, oh, for real. I done just got straight thrown in the blender. Like,
How she told you his name, you like, bitches, you crazy.
Right. Like, girl, bye. Get off my. Move her ass back off my.
Right.
And I didn't even know the whole time. That's what I was looking like, you know.
But I'm a.
I've always been transparent with you.
That's
how we
being
hit it off so
positive.
good.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's about being positive. So when she told me about a lot of things that she had went through, they was like all kind of adversely negative, toxic, and this, that, and the other. And then I used to always just give her the best advice that I'm gonna give anybody. I don't give two different sets of rules and regulations for two different people. Y'all all get the same advice, you know?
Exactly.
And when she was telling me certain things, I just was like, you know, sometimes you have to let people go. I said, when you dealing with some friends and you dealing with ex-boyfriends and they not bringing no positivity to your life, nothing good, why's you holding on to them? Go and get rid of them, you know? And it's not hard to do. Once you didn't cut them, go on about your business. So it's about being around. It's being around positive people.
I'm gonna say where when my spiritual journey really started was, like I said, it was around the time me and her met. But it was because I was like you said, at rock bottom. It was a lot of stuff going on.
Right.
I had my kids. You know, it was just so much going on, and I was overwhelmed. And it was like you start sitting back thinking about sometimes the stuff you did and maybe the you know what was, you know, what kind of effect it had on certain people.
Karma.
So
It be karma too.
it was like I started feeling bad, you know what I'm saying, about
Right.
certain stuff. So that's when I told y'all before on the previous episode that I started like some people I had to start apologizing to. You know, like my ex, I had to apologize to her. You know what I'm saying? I told her, you know I had did too much, so it wasn't gonna work. I already knew that.
Right.
But
The build up.
I know what I did caused some damage, so I apologize. And through all of this, you know, trying to get myself together, like I said, I called her. And the conversation started off pretty cold because, you know, she was like, what
She's
you
like,
want?
oh,
You know, you know, and she,
I hate you.
yeah, that's how she answered the phone, like, what you want?
what do you want?
Because I didn't think she was going to answer. I was just going to leave a
Call
voicemail.
me
Cause,
from
Right.
my number.
it was just going to be an apology. I'm just going to let her know I was
Exactly.
really sorry.
You like,
I
So,
know.
so once I heard, you know,
She
that
hurried
she
and picked
answered,
up.
she was like, hello? And I was like, you know, I told her, I was like, I, you know, was calling. I just letting you know, I've been changing, doing my little this and that.
Yep.
And then first she started, you know, just answering questions and asking questions and stuff. And then the conversation started getting a little more, you know,
I
comfortable.
told Nina
and stuff.
about this too. Remember?
You know, we started
Like,
talking
he called
we was talking about
me.
God and stuff. You know, it was
Right.
just a lot of stuff we was talking about, and I was telling her how, you know, I know I damaged her. You know what I'm saying? You know, from the stuff that we were going through.
Yeah.
And
Once you bring your suitcase in, nah, it's a part of my life. I'm looking like, I didn't bring this damn bag in here. What is this? You know? And then you
Yeah.
look, next thing you know, you done pulled somebody else into your
into your
mess.
stuff. So, and like I said, because it got deeper than what we expected. You know what I'm saying? It was just so much. So that's why I had to apologize, and it just turned out better. You know what I'm saying? We started realizing that both of us wanted to be better people, and
Right.
we started being the inspiration and motivated. It was times where she would tell me, like, we gonna grow together, and I can't keep growing and you stop. And
Right.
then it's times where
Exactly.
I be saying the same thing, like, babe, you remember you told me that? Well, I can't keep growing and your ass stop. You know,
Exactly.
to keep her
They motivate each
on, you know,
other.
so we keep each other going, because you have to be conscious about that. It's a lot of times where you make certain steps and you feel like I made this step, so that's not the goal. You need to keep going.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? People will get, you know, they'll settle for that level right there.
And be like, okay, well, I'm not about to keep changing.
Yeah.
That's true. But you can't outgrow your partner. And then if you do, that's not the partner for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you're evolving and your
Right.
partner isn't, that's a big issue. You know what I'm saying? You have to be like, you can't pick a person up and snatch them with you. You know what I'm saying? So if you're
Because
trying
if
to
they
be a
not
better
ready,
person,
you going right back down with them.
Can't make
Right
a
back
person
down
wanna
with
be a
them.
good person.
No.
and believe
can't
it or
make
not, some people have some type of awakenings where the next day they be like, I don't want to do this stuff no more. And you know what people call them? Fake. Fake.
Yeah.
They wake up and be like, you know what? I don't want to go party no more. I don't want to drink no more. I don't want to do this no more. And they friends like, oh,
What's wrong with you?
just last week you was just this, and that. You know what I'm saying? So
That's when you say we're bringing up old shit.
Yeah.
You talking about today?
Right.
yeah,
Last
but
week
you
I was-
have these
I was a
awakenings.
heathen last week.
Right.
You have these awakenings, and they happen so quickly, and they happen so fast. They can happen overnight, and you just decide,
Yeah.
I want to be this way. I want to talk this way. I want to do, I want to do stuff this way, and the people that you have to leave behind will think you're fake.
See,
You're
and
fake. You're weird.
Like
you
you
trying to
say-
be somebody you're not.
it'll happen overnight. Unconsciously, it has been happening over time, and you just been like
You just jump.
working around it, working your way
Yeah.
through it, living
Yeah.
through it, and
Yeah.
then at one point that's when you wake up like you feel like it's the next day, but it's been a build up inside of you,
Emotionally.
to where your soul
Telling you
feel
need
like
to change that.
Yes.
this ain't it.
I've
So
been
then
in
that's
it.
where you
Right.
get out, and then you as a person express that, but your
Right.
soul been feeling that evolvement.
So what do you do when you're evolving and your partner isn't? Like, I know a lot of people that's dealing with that's evolving, and then their partner is like, "Oh, you fake, you not really
You either
like
gonna be
this, or
patient
you
with
this,
him.
this, and that."
You either gonna be patient with him, or either show him what you trying to do, or you
Well, if
getting
they're
the
not
fuck on.
receptive.
And with
No,
patience
communicate, that's it.
what am I trying to say? You have to see actions. With
Effort. I was gonna
patience
say
come
effort.
actions.
Effort, yeah.
So if I'm being patient with you, but you still giving me this bull, I cannot
Continue
keep this
to be
going on.
patient.
I can't
Exactly.
like I'm evolving, but you telling me you evolving, but your actions is that of
Right now, you
the
make
man
an
from
effort, and I
yesterday.
see your actions. Then yeah, I can be patient.
Yeah,
with
'cause-
you. I see
Because you can
Because
see the
actions
trying to
difference.
come
done,
along.
yes.
You know what
If
I'm
you see
saying?
somebody stalling out, they basically just
know.
trying to hold on to you
Exactly.
So when is it time for you to leave?
immediately.
The whole
Like, I
thing
wouldn't
is once you have that conversation with
Yeah.
them and be like, listen,
I'm evolving.
you know, I'm growing and I'm trying to go this way. I'm going to be this better person, and I can't continue to be in, doing this. And if you can't be a part of trying to, elevate,
Then
or,
we need to go ahead
then
on.
maybe we not the people for each other. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
we
You-
not compatible.
Because I'm not saying what you want to still do is wrong. It's the right shit for you.
Exactly.
So you can go do that.
Now, what about if I'm willing to do that, but I want to do it another way that you disagree with, but it's still the same?
It's
That's
not
where-
no-
that's
what-
where-
what's an
Different way.
example of
That's
Yeah,
where
yeah.
that's where communication and comprehension come in.
What's
Because
an
what is
example
your
of a
other
different
way?
What's a different
What
way to be
that's
good?
where you got to talk to your partner. You tell them, "Oh, I'm telling you this and that way it be." But in my mind, how I've been doing things been okay. So let me take this approach. I feel like our relationship will be better if you would
Right.
let me implement
Exactly.
parts of me
Right.
into this.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's where you talk to your partner and you tell them,
right.
yes, I want to evolve with you, but these are part of my life. I feel like I'm evolving in your lane. Let's evolve in the same lane. Let both of us put both of ourselves in this and where we want to be better.
That
Then
way
we
you
What's
giving
a
her
different
that way
way?
But
you
see,
giving her an option and not just taking over saying
What's
what's
an
gonna be
example
done.
of a
Yeah.
different way?
No,
Is
but
it like your partner, she don't want to go out to clubs no more. She want to stay in the house, and you want to go to clubs still, but you feel like you're evolving. And like, what is a different way?
But it's a different way.
Hmm.
You bring the club to our house.
So if your partner like clubbing and you don't, you feel like you should invite people over in your
No, you
house
said she
parties.
don't like it.
Yeah, I'm just saying, what's a different way of evolving?
See, my thing is, I'm not
Go
I'm
out
not-
lesser.
I'm not even looking at it
Yeah.
at that level. I'm just saying, like like what you saying, as far as the come together part, and the other person saying, "Well, let me evolve my way, and you evolve this way."
No,
But
not
what would
evolve
be a
my
different way?
No, y'all
Let
come
us-
together. We all
yeah,
both putting got something
it's
to put in there.
Yeah, let
You
us
know what I'm
communicate.
saying?
Like how y'all
It ain't
say
just all
y'all,
your way.
like how y'all say y'all challenge each other every time. Look, I can't be doing this. Like you said, I can't be growing, and you not. Y'all both are putting both of yourselves into that. She not taking over completely and saying,
Right.
"Oh, we evolving this way. And this
Exactly.
the way we got to do it."
Exactly.
You like, no, babe. I still
Exactly.
got. You know, I'm still a man, and I'm
That's
still
what I'm
evolving
talking
too.
about. Exactly.
So therefore, if I feel like you slacking, then I can be able to, as a man, say, "Babe, you know, you're not evolving the way." It's not always her saying, "Oh, we should evolve," and "Oh, this is the way that we should be evolving.
Okay.
This is the way should we be going."
And then
Because
both the
he
people have
evolved a
to
lot.
also identify, like you said, it might be different things for you to like.
Yeah.
If we're in a
Different
relationship, she got to work on different stuff for her evolution,
Right.
and I have to work on
People
different
got
stuff.
people got
but
different
we
traumas,
still trying to go.
but y'all
Yeah,
right.
you know what I'm saying? So
Healing different situations.
So
Yep.
that's where you communicate is good during, like y'all say, y'all talk.
yeah, that's
Through
why
it
I
all.
sit her down.
My
and
healing
get on her
might
damn
not be
nerves.
his healing. So he's
Exactly.
good at communication, and I'm
Right.
not.
Yeah,
So then he's teaching
You-
me
he
that, and then I'm
implement-
teaching him something else.
and he implemented what he do into
Yeah.
you, so that made both of y'all evolve better as a
Yeah.
couple.
Right.
Because both of y'all brought both of yourselves. You talk. You're patient. She don't.
No.
She ready to be like, I'm done.
I'm
Yeah,
going in the room
I
for
got
2
that
days.
bad too. I'm out.
Right.
Leave me alone.
I'm
Fucking
shutting down
runners.
for a day.
Fucking
Runner.
runners.
Stop talking
She
to
a
me.
When
We're
track
done.
I
star.
give her a minute,
We're done
then
here.
I'll be like, then I go right in
Everything's
there like,
over.
all right, nah, we about
Right.
to fix this.
So
shit.
both of
I
y'all
got
brought
one
both of
talk.
yourselves into that to
We
help
about to
each
talk.
other evolve the right way.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I get what he's saying.
So what do you do when you evolve, as in, you know, you're trying to better yourself, you're more focused on your money, you're more focused on your job, you're more focused on this, and then you have somebody that's more focused on partying, more focused on
That ain't gonna work.
drinking and smoking, and more focused on
Yeah, you see, that's really not gonna work because you said this one person talking about finances and this, so if this person
Right.
talking about party, that's already messing up right now because they spending shit.
Some of
but
that
is
stuff
it a
gotta
way
be
that could come
established.
together?
Some of that stuff
If you
should be
get a
established
budget or
before you
some shit.
get too deep into the relationship. As far
Yeah.
as them having them kind of differences, like you know what I mean.
But some of that could be, you could be in a relationship where you go into it and both of y'all are carefree and partying, but like Shani said, one day somebody could wake up in that relationship and be like,
I don't
"Mm,
want
I
to
don't
do this
want to
no
do this no
more.
more.
I don't want to be
Yeah.
in this no more." You know, how do we go from there? And then I'm the man like, "Girl, what you mean you don't want to do this? This is how I met you." Now we both at odds because she want to evolve this way, but I feel like we evolving because we getting this money.
People grow apart.
You know,
But he
so
had a
it's
good suggestion. Like
Yeah.
go out less, or be like, okay, I go out less, and then when I do, you go out with me. You know what I'm saying? It's little ways to work through that. But
or
it's,
like if she don't like being in the bars, you invite people over.
Or
Yeah.
take her to a restaurant somewhere
Yeah.
different without
Yeah.
a bar or something. You know,
Yeah.
yeah, all of that.
you know, y'all just gotta basically just compromise pretty much.
Compromise.
But that
and
comes
Relationships-
communicate.
that come with evolution too, because if a
A
person
lot of
not
compromises.
in the right
Decisions
mind,
and
they don't want to
choices.
compromise. They gonna feel like, well, I don't, because you know a lot of guys gonna be like, shit, I don't give a damn. I'm still going there. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here. You know what I'm saying? I'll see you when I get back.
Okay, now what do y'all think about marriages that's been decades in? Now you know you're not the same person you were years ago. So what about those marriages that's been 30, 40 years, them evolving? Like how do you,
Separate ways.
yeah, like not separate ways, but how do you keep, okay, y'all as a married couple, and in 10 years, you will want to change something else. Like how do y'all move forward on evolving more, you would say, in your relationship and as a single, as a your own person?
Okay, so as of now,
Basically, lighting y'all fire.
yeah. So as of now, how you keep from outgrowing each other is you don't be selfish. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to build my credit up and not give a fuck about his credit. You know what
Because
I'm
then
saying?
your junk gonna be
Yeah.
messed up again.
Yeah.
Right, because
Yeah.
you're gonna spend, you're gonna
No,
be spending,
or
she gonna
his
be
to be
spending-
bad and mine's to be perfect,
Yeah.
and then it makes no sense.
Can't
You
get
know what I'm
shit,
saying?
You gotta
so,
get everything.
so if I'm working on my credit, I'm like, babe, you got to do this. Babe, you got to do that. Or I'll figure out and I'll go pay this. And we go. That's how you evolve together, is you don't leave the other person out.
Right.
When you in a marriage. Like, I can't leave him out if I'm
Better on yourself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he has a degree in school. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going back to school and I'm going to catch up with him. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like he doesn't have anything and I'm going to school and I'm passing him up, and then now all of a sudden I'm just this, you know what I'm saying, evolved as person, and he in the same spot. I'm making sure he come with me.
Right.
Babe, you're coming with me. This is what I need you to do. This is what I need you to pay. This is what I need your credit to be. I'm helping him along the way. That's what marriage is about.
You're supposed to bring counting each other in, never count them out.
Always count each other in, because if I'm have a certain goal, I'm making sure his goal is the same thing. That way we don't outgrow each other. It's impossible to outgrow each other when you're always thinking about each other.
And it's about getting to know your person too. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like it's the times we could be perfect, and I can know when something wrong with her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I can be like, something ain't right. You
Look, that's how she come to
you
work.
You know what?
Yeah.
She be so out of it, and then she just don't talk, and she just working. I'm looking like, there's something wrong. I said, what's wrong with you?
Yeah. And with guys, when it's like
tired.
that, you instantly be
I
like,
didn't get no
damn,
sleep.
what the hell I done did?
I'm
You start
sorry,
thinking like, what did I
didn't
do? You know, I ain't did shit. So, but when you get to know your partner, you can kind of
You pick up on the
pick up on
clues.
it. And then you can, you can kind of help them out. You know what I'm saying? Because I can know when she ain't getting her depressed modes, or if she got a lot on her mind, and she just, then that's when you just come in there.
My anxiety take over.
Yeah. You know, just chill out, rub her shoulders. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
because
because that's what we talking about every day on the line. She might be feeling like, she's like, oh my goodness, I gotta go sit down. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm getting what she call it, that restless leg syndrome.
Yeah, restless leg.
Yeah, so it's like, it's a lot of things that I done picked up on, you know what I'm saying, from working
About
next to her
anxiety.
about anxiety, something I've never experienced myself, because like when I be telling her like certain things, like the doctors want to keep you doped up on all that medicine, like all that stuff don't work. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't work for everybody.
It doesn't.
You know, it's the thing to do. It's the job of the doctor to write the prescription for everything. Oh, I got a medicine that'll fix this. Oh, I got a medicine that fix that.
When
I'm
it's
looking
home
like,
remedies.
I don't need all of that.
But what y'all saying, I feel what you're saying, but excuse me, you went off course a little bit. So basically, y'all, I mean, y'all know y'all get to knowing each other. Y'all was talking about how y'all know each other.
Yeah.
But what she was saying is how y'all keep y'all marriage lit and wonderful, and you know what I'm saying. Because I was married for 10 years, but you know what I'm saying. So I feel like to have a long marriage, you gotta pretty much do the same thing that day that got her or got him.
Right.
Yeah.
But you just gotta put a little twist on it. Because every time you got to get better and better and better. You got to find a way. You got to find a way to make it better. To find a way to stay attracted to your man. You know what I'm saying? You got to find a way.
Yeah.
Or it's going to get dead and boring. You know what I'm saying? So as long as you stay youthful, playing, going out, dating, and doing what y'all was doing, then, and keep it happy, then y'all will be good. That's how most people, I think, last long, because they still do the stuff they've been doing a long time ago, but they just upgrade it and do it a little different. You know what I'm saying? For you to
They
accept
come at it
better and appreciate
They come at it
more.
at a different angle.
You know what I'm saying? You
And
start,
also
you know what I'm
build
saying?
interest. That's important to build common interest. That's why I say that word, because it's like me and her. She like to do certain stuff that I don't like to do, like being on social media. She do TikTok.
TikTok.
You know what I'm saying? I like to play the game, but then we also have our common interests to where like we like to do adventurous stuff, travel.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
The
Those type
outside
of things
stuff.
that we can actually build on, to make your relationship stronger, because a lot of people don't have common interests. And
Nah.
you found that out with the COVID situation where people had to be in the
Ooh,
house.
child.
That's
Be in
when
the
you knew
house.
you couldn't stand your bitch.
You know?
I can't stand it. I hate this mother because you was always gone.
Yeah.
So you didn't really get the full throttle of her. So now you you looking like,
Home every day with
where the
her.
fuck this shit come
We
from?
had a ball.
She
We had a
driving
ball
you
doing
You was doing all this shit when I wasn't around.
I was a real person over here, Mama.
We had a ball during COVID. Had a hallelujah time.
That period will definitely make or break some
That's
relationships.
like that's how you found out how fat your woman is.
It was
Here in
a-
the hospital. Yeah.
It was a spike in domestic violence cases.
Oh yeah, domestic violence went up.
Oh,
in
didn't
COVID.
it?
Oh, it went up
I
like
really
a
don't break
mother.
your ass, and you gonna talk shit, and we can't.
Yeah.
Every day, every day.
For real. And then you have motherfuckers that end up getting along. You
Yeah.
finding out
That's
little
what I
stuff
said.
about your partner
that'll
that you
make or
never
break.
knew.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Shit like that.
Woke
that
your
time
ass
period
up like,
made
man, it
and broke
really
a
ain't
lot of
shit out here.
relationships.
I got a cold at the crib. What the fuck I been on? That type of shit. You
My
know
baby
what I'm
had me
saying? So,
white.
yeah.
Well, we used to washing groceries together, like we
All type of
doing
shit.
all kind of dumb
Washing
shit.
groceries,
We
we
doing
was
dumb
washing
shit.
groceries.
Cause I go out with the
Washing
mask
the
on.
black box.
I was going with the
Washing
mask on,
the
so they
groceries.
wouldn't get it
With the
and go
bleach.
get the groceries, and then I bring them back, and we be washing them off.
Y'all was doing too much.
I saw that on
We had an
YouTube.
enclosed
Y'all was
porch.
That was
doing
her
too
ass.
much.
She
Before
was
we
like-
had, we had
Y'all
an
was
enclosed
scared
porch.
to motherfucking death.
Hell yeah.
Spraying the vegetables now.
And you know what? Dre from work kept coming over our house in the middle of the pandemic, and we like, 6
Boy, what
feet,
you doing here?
6 feet. Why
It's
you
a-
coming over here?
They said martial law. Your ass supposed to be in the house.
Like,
Niggas was like, man, leave that shit on the corner. I'll come get it.
Hey,
telling
he
you.
kept coming over trying to sit on our
telling you.
porch. We like 6 feet.
I'm like,
6
bro.
feet.
COVID wasn't
We
no
don't got
joke.
no-
just walk
yeah.
past.
That wasn't no joke.
And that's
That was
crazy how that
scary.
shit just
Yeah, but that's how you-
gradually
No, it's
going
still
away
here.
No,
I
I'm
know
just
somebody
saying.
that
It's
had
definitely
COVID right
still
now.
here.
now.
It is.
Hey, but that's how
Yeah,
you when you
a lot
didn't
of
know. You did.
disease
You
is
got
gonna
to learn
always
if
be
you
here.
like their ass.
But to me,
No,
they
yeah.
would
You can't
have
say
to-
that because she lost a cousin to COVID that
Yeah.
was only 30 years old.
And it was
And all her
after
organs
the
the original epidemic.
yeah,
when
it was
first
after
came.
the first epidemic. She caught COVID in 21.
Oh wow. Sorry to hear
And she was only
She caught
30 years old,
35.
right? 35 years old, and she had no health issues.
None.
And
She caught
just was on life
COVID.
support for
Yeah,
a
she
long
caught
time.
COVID. We talked to her one weekend. She said she was going to the hospital.
And her stepdad.
We never seen her again.
And he
Yeah,
passed
he
too.
passed too.
The stepdad
I mean, we
passed.
seen her. We never seen her walking around again. She
So once she checked in the hospital, she never got back.
Never
Nope.
got out.
Didn't get better
Nope.
at all.
And the stepdad passed too. So the mom lost her husband.
he worked
and her
at
daughter.
the hospital. He caught it.
At the
brought
same
it
hospital?
home.
He
He
That's
brought
what
brought
it
I was
home.
saying.
home.
She probably caught that shit in the hospital.
All three of them,
caught it.
my auntie, her, and her
But she
husband
lived,
caught them.
but her
She the
whole
only one that
family got
lived.
wiped
Everybody
out.
else
Wow.
died. So COVID is very much.
It's very real because
Very much
we
real.
don't want to say it's not real because a lot of people lost their loved ones.
I lost
to
a lot of
COVID.
coworkers. I lost a lot of residents.
And she's a nurse.
Yeah,
She's a nurse.
COVID was terrible.
COVID
Oh, we
was-
believe it was real.
Talk about anxiety. I think
We-
that's when my anxiety.
We really was
started.
just
Yeah.
debating at work.
That's when it
Like,
started.
was it like put out here in the atmosphere through any kind of contamination or experimentation
That shit
Yeah.
was put
in the
out here.
laboratory? In the
It
laboratories,
definitely, I think,
because
was
you
put
just
out here
can't-
through.
you just
But
came
they
out of
weren't
nowhere?
expecting to go like. They didn't
I don't
expect
think
it to
that's
be
what
that
exactly.
bad.
The
You know what I'm
outcome is
saying?
probably not what it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah,
but
they weren't expecting that.
But it's crazy how everybody body took it differently because
That's what they was
we caught
expecting.
COVID.
Right.
They was expecting it to be a one hitter quitter.
Yeah.
Boom, come in, bop. We just got bodies, drop it. They wasn't
Yeah.
expecting people to figure stuff out and
Yeah.
be like,
live
oh,
through it.
yeah. They wasn't expecting
Fight
people to
it,
do
yeah.
that.
So my husband never ever caught COVID to this day, but I caught it. I had the Omarion.
oh yeah, the Omicron.
So it wasn't that bad. It felt like a cold. I had it last Christmas when everybody got it. Remember?
Oh,
Christmas?
yeah.
Everybody from one.
I think
one
I had
person
it for
from
about
every
3 days,
household.
and that shit left. Cause I couldn't taste nothing for a minute.
I
Yep.
had it
That's
too.
when I knew. I'm like,
Yeah.
I got this.
So we
shit.
had it, and our bodies
Damn, that
took
lost.
it, and we lived, and it wasn't that bad. And then you had other people who had it, and they died from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the next string of bacteria that was when
The
the
strand.
Omicron came out, it wasn't strong like that
The
first one.
Omicron was.
And that's what I think it was kind of like. It seemed like it
Like
was
diet
aggressive.
COVID.
like like it was
Yeah.
man made.
It
You
wasn't
know what
as,
I'm saying?
as
Go
aggressive.
ahead, keep the party going.
Yeah, yeah. But
Cold
I
is
just
light,
feel
diet.
bad for everybody who lost loved ones to
Yeah,
actual
just out the blue,
COVID.
like
Yeah,
nobody
that
see
was
this coming.
That was
that was
so-
real
terrible.
sad.
Yeah,
I'm
that was
laughing
really
at that.
awful.
That was terrible.
But we gonna get.
We
back
did
to
go
this
off on a
consciously,
tangent.
Yeah, consciously.
Sorry.
We definitely was consciously of that shit.
Because it's
Oh.
so sad.
Yeah,
It
but
was.
We got a couple minutes. I know.
All
All
right.
right.
Yeah, So yeah,
It's
we
time to
back. We
close
back,
out.
y'all. We back. It is okay. All right. Yeah. So we got off for a minute because we wanted to talk about the COVID.
The
We want
COVID.
nobody
We
It's
only
so
human,
sad.
y'all. We
Plan.
only human.
But a lot of people did get their ass whooped during COVID. So yeah. So we hope y'all enjoyed the conversation tonight. We had on consciously evolving, and just knowing that the basis of why we here, God put everybody they gave everybody their spirit, and to evolve, to become better, not to just come to Earth and
Period,
be
poo.
on Earth and not do nothing. But to evolve and do something with your life. You know what I'm saying? It's not for you to be rich. It's not for you to be the best person on the wherever or the president. It's about just being the best person that you can be with what God gave you. So we till next week, y'all. This Soul Ties Talk. So I'm Ray the Realist. We got Shawnee Collette,
Period.
Chris,
Hello.
Nina Rose.
Well,
the
goodbye,
Boss,
goodbye.
Yes, indeed.
and B Red.
Be Jizzle Izzles, holla.
Thank y'all.
All right, y'all. We out.
And cut.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio.